Peace out, hearts. What's good? It's your boy Eru, host of the Diehard Marvel channel. As you can see on the screen here, I got my little logo here. Before you get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's a brand new channel. Gonna be putting out more and more content as time goes on. Gonna be a little bit more consistent, so you guys can find me as the subscribers start to pile in, man. So please support the kid, and let's get into the topic at hand, man. We're gonna talk about the Armor Wars decision. They decided to make it from a TV show, which would have been a couple episodes, to a movie. So after the She-Hulk thing, because I've been doing watch-alongs with She-Hulk. She-Hulk has been atrocious, man. But if you want to talk about like highly anticipated television shows, I want to talk about the Secret Wars. Secret Wars is definitely going to be highly I mean everybody's waiting for that, and also too the Werewolf by Night is going to be an epic also from based on the trailers and stuff. So I mean they made the decision to turn Armor Wars into a TV show. So I mean, shout out to Curve, to Culture Crave. That's what I'm using them on Twitter right now. But this Armor Wars situation, uh, you know, I'm thinking like how they would do it because I mean, putting in a TV show will make it drawn out. It leaves too much error, just like the Shield. It leaves too much stuff for error. Let's say if the company demands 6 episodes or demands 7 or 9 or 5 or 4 episodes, like the writers are. They're gonna break it up, and then I think they'll mess it up. So I think it's a great idea to put it all in one movie, make it 2 hours or so, make it 2.5 hours or whatever they need to do to cover everything, and I think that'll be fine for fan service and stuff like that. Of course, everyone would like to get some closure with the Iron Man stuff, find out what's going on with the tech. And that's a great big story. In the comics, it was a big story, so there's a lot to cover. So I guess they could do that. When it comes to Wakanda Forever, I think there'll be a lot of tie-ins with the Wakanda Forever. There'll be a lot of tie-ins probably with She-Hulk and probably with Moon Knight. There's a lot of little things here as far as like arms dealing and like just like black market stuff that I think an Armor Wars, especially after the Secret Wars event, is supposed to lead directly into Armor Wars. So having one big major move, TV show with the Secret Wars makes more sense because you can really cover a lot and go flashbacks and that type of thing. But when it comes to the Armor Wars, I think they want to bring it to the present and really find really know let you know what's happening at the present moment rather than doing flashbacks and stuff like that. Because like I said, you give writers too much time or to write episodes and stuff like that, they tend to get a little crazy. So anyway, I hope that the Secret Wars is crazy, but leading with this Armor Wars stuff is really good, man. Because I mean, I'm happy for Don Cheadle as well, because Don Cheadle's a great actor, and I feel like this is going to be his masterpiece, his final role, because he is up in age now. All these actors are getting up in age, which is amazing. So I mean, to see him get like such an iconic character, he's basically, he is Iron Man now because Iron Man is dead, so he's basically the face of the Iron Man suit. So right now, that's a big opportunity for an actor like him. Like I said, this might be his baby. His like last real major role where he wastes like a lot of his like basically like twilight years of his career playing Laser. But he's in amazing shape. As you saw in Iron Man, what was it, Iron Man 2? Or excuse me, Iron Man 3, where he had a lot of physical shooting and jumping around, and he still can move, man. This guy's amazing. One of the greatest actors of our time, I have to say. He did a lot of crazy stuff. I just got a lot of B movies, a lot of guest stars on TV shows. One thing about I want to say while I'm here is that remember Rush Hour when he had that little bit in Rush Hour when he went toe to toe with Jackie Chan. I would have loved to see a movie with him as like a spin-off, because I would like to know, what's going on with a black guy that owns a Chinese food restaurant that knows kung fu like that. That's crazy, man. But anyway, let's keep it moving, man. Let's talk about Blade, the Blade movie too. So I mean, Mahershala Ali, I don't want this to go bad, man. This is like an amazing casting because like if there was anybody, because of course everybody wants Wesley Snipes to reprise the role. I'll get into that in a second, but I never thought about Mahershala Ali as possibly taking over him for him. But I mean, once they said it and then they announced it at the Comic-Con, like this picture, that's all I can see. All I see is Blade. All I see is 2022 Blade. You know what I'm saying? So if they could write this right, it would be amazing. Which spoiler alert, the writers, I mean the directors and everybody's just quitting on this thing, man. This hurts my heart because this is definitely a big fan favorite. Marvel did a great job with the first movies. I want to say that first Blade, like started this whole comic book stuff because that movie was excellent. The first movie, they did it right. The perfect actor to play Blade. It was just amazing, amazing. Choice. Casting is everything. Writing is everything. Directing is another thing. It was a beautiful mixture of things together, man. But Marvel is gonna go with an up and coming writer here. This is my man here. Put his face a little bit closer here. What's his name? His name is Bu DeMayo. He's writing the entire script from scratch. So, they're supposed to be starting filming soon, man. So if you're gonna write the script, the whole script from scratch, and then you're still gonna try to release the movie a year from now, it's gonna be almost a year to the date from the Wakanda release. So they haven't even filmed yet, and they're trying to release next year. So I mean, they're really putting a lot of pressure on these guys, man. And you put pressure on writers, like I'm trying to say with the writers, you give writers too much time, like a TV series, and say, yo, we got nine episodes that you might end up with trash. You know what I'm saying? If there's not enough subject matter, give them too much leeway or tell them that you give them too many parameters and stuff, they start going crazy. They might not be good. So I mean, like this something here, like for him to write a story from scratch, that's a lot of pressure on this young man here. But anyway, like they said, he wrote the Moon Knight, and he'll be writing some stuff for the up and coming X-Men '97. So I mean, I did a little quick Google search on the kid, man. The kid is very bright. I call him a kid because I'm an older gentleman, man. But he's very bright, and I believe in his ability. Hopefully that he'll be able to bring something new to the table, whatever. But sometimes new is not so good, man. So I really hope this Blade project works out. But let's talk about the original Blade, man. I mean, Wesley Snipes was great. I mean, he was seeming like if they almost they could have casted like say Michael Jai White, and it would have added like a tone to the show that would have just been bad. Because I think like when you look at Black Dynamite, or say if you look at Spawn, he just has that that corny comic book thing. So I think the comic books probably take on Michael Jai White's persona, the way that they draw him and the way that they write him. In the comic books, that might work, but in the movie screen, you need somebody like Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes has the street cred. Like you need definitely like just believable person to be on the street like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he did New Jack City, a bunch of other different movies too. Recently, uh, what's that movie? I forgot the name of the movie, but they were in Brownsville, and he has that show with Kevin Hart where you can believe that he's down here with us, man. So Blade needs to be believable that he's amongst the people, doing stuff behind the scenes and walking amongst us as a day walker. So I mean, he fit it so perfectly. So I mean, Mahershala Ali, he's gonna do great, man. Because I mean, look, he gives off the same vibe. I loved him as Cottonmouth in Cage, so he's definitely gonna do a great job too, man. But shout out to Wesley Snipes. Let's talk about the writer for Blade. The writer for Blade, if you look at some of the things that he's done, if you look into his IMDb, his name is David S. Goyer. If you look into some of the things, the projects that he's done since Blade, he's been pretty good. This is the like I said, the writer. The director himself, was kind of quirky. That it was like his first action or whatever, but he's done a lot of quirky stuff. But I'm not talking about him. I'm really just talking about my man here as a writer. He's writing Masters of the Universe. This is the original Blade writer. His name is, like I said, is David S. Goyer. So he's writing the Masters of the Universe film, Hellraisers, the TV show or whatever no, the movie they're supposed to be doing in 2022. What else? There's so many a lot of things here. Uh, where's the major one? Constantine, the TV show he did. What do you call Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice? That was a cartoon, I believe. There's so many different things. God, what's the name? Dark Knight Rises, Godzilla. He's a good. I mean, he's a good. Like you can look it up yourself. He did the Blade series. So I mean, Batman Begins also. So I mean, he has like so many different great things that he's done. So why not holler at him? He wrote the first three Blade films, and he wrote the TV show. So why not holler at the god David S. Goyer? He did a great job on all those projects. Depends if you even care about what happened with Blade 3. But I mean, he did do a great job on all those projects. So why not holler at the man? Maybe the budget costs or stuff like that. They're trying to keep costs down by hiring new directors and writers and stuff. But anyway, I believe in this kid here, like I said. So hopefully he can do a great job with that. So let's talk about Wesley Snipes for a second, man. My man is 60 years old. That kind of shocked me, because I've been watching him for the longest time. You really forget the age. Same thing with Don Cheadle, man. Don Cheadle's up there in age as well. I want to say that he's almost 60, if not around that age. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been around forever, just as long as Wesley Snipes is. But these are some of the greatest actors of all time. 60 years old, can he still pull it off? I don't know. They're talking about Harrison Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross, or I would like him to play Doctor Doom. That would be dope. There's a couple other actors too. Like Thunderbolt Ross is old too, so I mean, there is a place for older actors, so you can't really disregard them. But could he still play Blade? Yes. So let me before I start getting into some other things about Wesley Snipes, I would like the way they're doing fan service by bringing Hugh Jackman back to play Wolverine in the Deadpool 3 movie. They could bring Wesley Snipes back. Make him come back. As Blade. Old man Blade now. Whatever, and then they can fit it into the story where he can really finish off the character in the Marvel universe the right way without having to reboot the character. You have Blade at this time, as Wesley Snipes. Put it into the story where something happens to him, where he drinks something, or he comes in contact with something, and then he's turned back into time some kind of way. Maybe he drinks somebody's blood and he turns back into Mahershala Ali. That kind of, that to me, that sounds fun. That sounds fun to me because it gives fan service. It puts Wesley Snipes back into the Blade costume, but let's say a quarter way through the movie, or maybe halfway, maybe a quarter way through the movie, make something happen where he passes through something or whatever, and it changes himself to be much younger, or whatever, and then I think that would be dope. Maybe he's like dying or beaten within the inch of his life, and then something happens, and then he becomes younger, and then he comes back to the form of Mahershala Ali. I think that would be dope. But let's talk about the Blade Killer before we get out of here. Shout out. This is his Twitter page, Wesley Snipes. So shout out to Wesley Snipes, man. One of the greatest, man. One of my favorite all time actors, man. Like I said, he has that's this show with Kevin Hart here. It's really good. Excellent, man. I mean, the guy is amazing. Tu Wong Fu, so many different weird stuff that he's done. But this is what I'm getting at here. This is a comic book that he's been involved in called The Exiles. So he's been talking about a Blade Killer. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at these pictures of the Exiled, it says Wesley Snipes the Exile. It looks like Blade. So he's supposed to be adapting this to a movie. You know what I'm saying? So if he does this, I haven't picked it up. I can't wait to pick it up. I would like to see what it's about, because he's a good writer. He's wrote some things in the past that's been pretty good. So he does have an eye for writing and that type of thing. So I would love to see what story this is about. But if you look at this is basically Blade. You know what I'm saying? So Marvel needs to get up on this here. Maybe it might be too late. Maybe they burnt that bridge. Maybe Wesley Snipes burnt that bridge. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to see Wesley Snipes play a similar character to Blade, I think that would kill Blade. I think that is a Blade killer. So if that's what he was alluding to, and when he was saying in interviews that he has the Blade killer, and if this is what he's talking about, he very much could do that. Maybe even start a whole nother franchise that people fall in love with because they're looking for Blade rather than the particular Exiled show. So anyway, that's interesting, man. So that's something to think about for the future, man. But it's a shame because I really would have liked Marvel to give the fan service, bring him into the MCU the same way they doing for Hugh Jackman. They could have did it for Wesley Snipes. That would have been awesome. But I mean, people do things for whatever, man. So it kind of sucks. But like I said, I'll say it again before I get up out of here. It would be nice for Marvel to do fan service the same way like they're doing for Hugh Jackman. Make Wesley Snipes come back just maybe for like 25% of a movie, have him there, and do the fan service, and then through the trickery of the story or whatever, maybe he comes in contact with something. Maybe he's beaten, like I said, maybe he's beaten through the inch of his life, and then maybe Doctor Strange comes through and heals him some kind of way, and then he heals himself, and then he stands up and he's Mahershala Ali. That would be freaking awesome. But anyway, I'm just a guy on the internet, man. So anyway, I hope you guys appreciate my take there. Please, if you like the show, if you like me, if you like the show, you like the premise of stuff, and you want to see where this is gonna go, please don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out. And I'll see you guys later, man. This has been Diehard Marvel, Diehard Eru on the mic. See you guys later. Peace.